In this video, we're going to go ahead and take an example, and we're going to identify the independent and dependent variables, and then state the domain and the range of an application problem. So here we're given that the function y equals 12x represents the number y of text a computer printer can print in 8x minutes. So we're going to identify the independent and the dependent variables. So it's important to remember that our independent variables are generally our inputs, which means they're usually our x values, and that our dependent variables, the things that depend on what you put in, are our outputs, and those are generally our y values. So if we go back up to our example here, it says the function y equals 12x represents the number of y. So we have our y, and it says that that is the number of text a computer printer can print in x minutes. So here we see that our independent variable, which is our x, is the minutes. And our dependent variable, which is our y, is the number of text a computer can print. So remember that domain are all of the possible input values, so all of our possible x values. And that range is all of our possible y values, or our output values. So let's think of how this equation looks. Y equals 12x. Well, that could be a lot of things, but domain, remember the domain is minutes. Can you have negative minutes? You can't. What is the smallest amount of minutes? So the smallest number of minutes. So the smallest number of minutes that you can have is 0. What about the largest number of minutes? Is there a largest? The answer is no, it would be infinity, right? So here we can say that x can be any number greater than or equal to 0. And that is our domain. What about the range? Well, is it possible to print negative number of texts from a computer printer? The answer is no. So what is the smallest number of text to print? Well, the smallest number that it can print is the number 0. Well, what is the largest number of text to print? Well, it could print for forever, so the answer would be infinity. So here we could say that y could be any number that is greater than or equal to 0. And this is our range. So it's important to think about the context of what you're talking about. And does it make sense to be negative or even 0 sometimes?